signs of aging in older men that reveal more than you think. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like something was shifting, but you couldn't quite name what it was? Aging doesn't always shout. It whispers through subtle changes in your body, your strength, and your reflection. And for men, these signals can appear so slowly, so quietly, that they go unnoticed, until one day they're impossible to ignore. Aging is natural, but that doesn't mean we should be blind to the signs. Especially for men, the aging process comes with a handful of very specific, very real changes that don't always show up as grey hair or wrinkles. In fact, the most telling signs are often hidden in plain sight, if you know what to look for. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. In today's video, we'll uncover 4 subtle but powerful signs of aging in older men that may reveal more about your internal health than you think. These changes aren't just cosmetic, they're deeply connected to your metabolism, your hormones, and the vitality you carry into each day. So if you're ready to take a clearer look at what your body's been trying to tell you, stay with us, because these signs may be more important than you ever imagined. Sign 1, a new scent you didn't expect. You step out of the shower, dry,
off, and something's different. Not unpleasant, not overwhelming, just different. A scent you can't quite place. Maybe someone else noticed it before you did. This is one of the most overlooked but revealing signs of aging in men, a change
in body odor. And it's not due to poor hygiene, it's biological. As men age, the skin begins producing a compound called 2-non-enol, a byproduct of oxidative stress and fatty acid breakdown in the skin. It has a slightly greasy, stale, or grassy smell, often described as old person smell. Here's what makes it more frustrating. It's not removed by standard soap or body wash. It clings to clothing and fabrics. It tends to increase in your 60s and 70s even with daily bathing. That's what happened to Calvin, 73. A former mechanic, he always took pride in being clean and sharp. But he started noticing a faint odor on his undershirts. At first, he blamed the detergent, then the washing machine. But eventually he learned it was something his body had quietly started producing more of. Luckily, it's manageable. Use soaps designed to break down fatty acids, not just cover scent. Wash clothes with baking soda or enzyme boosters. Hydrate and eat antioxidant-rich foods like leafy greens and berries to reduce oxidative stress. Moisturize your skin. Dry skin holds on to non-enol more than hydrated skin. Understanding this change helps you take control and eliminates the shame that often comes with it. Because your scent doesn't define you, but how you respond to it, that does. Sign 2, a growing belly without weight gain. Your pants feel tighter, belts move one notch over, but when you step on the scale, it hasn't changed. This is one of the most common signs of aging in men, a growing belly despite stable weight. Why does this happen? As men age, testosterone levels decline. And testosterone isn't just about libido, it regulates where your body stores fat. With lower
levels, fat begins to accumulate around the abdomen, while muscle mass decreases in the limbs and chest.
This leads to the classic skinny arms, round belly profile many men notice in their 60s and beyond. For Samuel, 82, a former gym teacher, this shift felt like a betrayal. He still ate sensibly, stayed active, but his body shape kept changing. He didn't feel like himself in the mirror. Here's the science. Visceral fat. The fat around internal organs increases inflammation and heart risk. Muscle burns calories even at rest. Less muscle leads to slower metabolism. Hormonal shifts make fat storage easier and fat burning harder. So what can you do? Focus on resistance training to maintain lean muscle. Get your hormone levels checked. Testosterone therapy may help in some cases. Prioritize high protein and avoid ultra-processed carbs. Stay consistent with movement, even if it's walking and light weights. This isn't about six-pack abs, it's about protecting your heart, metabolism, and confidence. And when you understand that your belly isn't just weight, it's a signal, you can stop blaming yourself and start taking control. Because awareness isn't judgment. It's power, sign 3, ears and nose that keep growing. One day, you look at an old photo and something catches your eye. Your ears, your nose. They weren't always that long. It sounds like a myth, but it's true. Your ears and nose keep growing with age. And it's not just the cartilage, it's also gravity. As you get older, the cartilage in your ears and nose doesn't grow larger in volume, but it loses elasticity. At the same time, skin thins and stretches. And gravity does what it always does, it pulls. The result? Earlobes droop. Noses lengthen slightly. Features change even if you don't gain weight or lose hair. This was Philip's realization at age 83. His granddaughter showed him a photo from 30 years ago. The difference was striking, but not in a bad way, just real. I've grown wiser, he joked, and apparently so have my ears. So what does this mean? It's completely normal and not a sign of illness. But it can impact self-image, and confidence. It's often a visual reminder of time passing, which can stir emotions in unexpected ways. Can you do anything about
it? Moisturize the skin of the ears and nose. Hydration keeps tissues firmer.
Use sun protection. UV exposure worsens cartilage breakdown. If appearance deeply affects confidence, cosmetic solutions exist, but they're optional. More importantly, recognize this change for what it is, a gentle marker of time. Aging leaves traces, but not all signs are warnings. Some are just stories, written in the lines and curves of your face, and those stories deserve to be seen with dignity. Sign 4. Shrinking calves. The silent loss of strength. You may not notice it right away, but one day, while getting dressed, you glance down and realize your calves aren't what they used to be. This change isn't just about appearance, it's about function. As men age, they naturally lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. And one of the earliest places this shows up? The calves. Why the calves? They support every step, every balance adjustment, every climb. They have high muscle density but are often neglected in exercise. Reduced activity and circulation make them shrink quietly over time. Harold, 79, used to walk everywhere, but after a minor ankle sprain, he became cautious. Over time, his steps shortened, his walks became rare, and his calves began to fade. The consequences? Reduced balance, slower walking speed, higher fall risk, lower confidence in physical movement. What can you do? Add calf raises. While brushing your teeth or doing dishes, walk inclines or stairs. Regularly, even for a few minutes. Stay hydrated. Dehydrated muscles fatigue faster. Eat more protein and omega-3s to support muscle repair. Norman eventually began a simple leg routine, seated marches, standing calf pumps and walking with light ankle weights. Within a month, his legs felt firmer, his steps steadier, his confidence higher. Your calves don't just carry weight, they carry independence. And protecting them means protecting your freedom to move, explore, and live fully on your own 2 feet. Sign 5. Shallow sleep that no longer restores you. You go to bed, you fall asleep. But you wake up once, twice, sometimes more. You toss, you turn, and by morning you feel like you barely slept. This isn't just insomnia, it's aging-related sleep disruption. And for older men, it can be a major signal of deeper physiological shifts. As you age, your body produces less melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep cycles. Your internal clock, circadian rhythm, shifts, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. But there's more. Prostate enlargement may cause frequent nighttime urination. Chronic stress and inflammation can reduce deep sleep stages. Certain medications interfere with REM cycles. For Raymond, 70, nights had become fragmented. He'd wake at 2 a.m. and struggle to get back to sleep. He felt foggy in the morning, emotionally flat, and more forgetful than usual. He thought it was just age until he started tracking his sleep and making changes. What helped? No screens or bright lights. 1 hour before bed. Warm herbal tea with magnesium. Gentle stretching or short walks after dinner. Keeping the bedroom cool and dark. Avoiding late, heavy meals or alcohol. Now Dennis sleeps longer, deeper, and wakes with clarity, not confusion. Because sleep doesn't just rest the body, it renews. The brain resets hormones and rebuilds strength. And when sleep fades, everything else follows. Sign 6, weakening grip, the small strength that says so much. You pick up a jar, struggle with the lid, you shake hands, and realize your grip isn't what it used to be. This isn't just an inconvenience, it's a powerful predictor of overall aging. Grip strength isn't only about hands, it's a biomarker, one that research shows is directly linked to cardiovascular health, longevity, cognitive function, fall risk. Why does it fade? Muscle loss in the forearms and hands. Nerve conductivity declines, less use, more weakness, especially in the digital age. Gerald, 82, first noticed it when he couldn't open a water bottle. Then his handwriting got shakier. His confidence declined, but he didn't give up. He started using a hand gripper while watching TV, squeezing a neat tennis ball out and doing the light farmer's carries with grocery bags. Within weeks, not only did his grip improve, his balance and confidence did too. So what can you do? Squeeze stress balls or hand grippers daily. Carry light dumbbells or weighted grocery bags, open jars and do tasks that require intentional hand use. Try hangs from a bar, even partial or assisted. Grip strength is small but mighty, because the strength in your hands reflects the strength in your entire system. Don't let it slip away unnoticed. Conclusion. Final thoughts. The signs are real, but so is your power. Aging isn't a breakdown, it's a shift, a transition, a reminder that your body is still alive and still talking to you. The 6 signs we've explored today. A new scent, a growing belly, bigger ears, shrinking calves, shallow sleep, and a weakening grip aren't just cosmetic. They're clues. They whisper, pay attention, not because something is wrong, but because something is changing. And change invites response. You can stretch your calves, strengthen your grip, rethink your breakfast, reinforce your sleep. You can moisturize your skin, walk a bit further, and lift something heavier, just enough to remind your body, I'm still here. I still care. Aging with awareness means aging with power. It means noticing without fear, responding without shame, and walking forward, not to reverse time, but to meet it and with dignity. Because the man you are today is not weaker than the man you were. He's wiser. And wiser men know when it's time to listen to what's changing and to what still remains strong. You don't need to look younger. You just need to stay connected to yourself. And now you know how. If you found the tips in this video helpful, don't hesitate to like the video, share it with your friends and family, especially those caring for their elderly loved ones. Comment below with your questions, thoughts, or concerns. I read and value every single one. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss upcoming videos, where I'll continue to walk with you on the journey of senior healthcare with compassion, clarity, and science-based advice. One click from you can bring a big change to an entire family.